Amazing animals that defy evolution. I want to talk to you about a giraffe. A giraffe has a very long neck. Its heart has to be extremely strong and extremely powerful to push all of that blood up to its head so that it can have oxygen in its brain. But what happens when the giraffe bends down to drink some water? All of that blood would rush to the giraffe's brain and it would blow its brain out its ears. That would be a problem for evolution. You can't evolve if you're dead. But God created an amazing feature in the giraffe's neck that are like valves in its artery that regulate how much blood goes to the giraffe's head. It also has a sponge-like feature around its brain, protecting it from excess blood flowing into its brain. Without this feature, the giraffe is dead. But what happens when the giraffe sees a lion and quickly picks its head up to run away? It would quickly pass out due to the lack of oxygen to its brain. But that amazing sponge around the giraffe's brain pushes that last little bit of oxygenated blood into the giraffe's brain as it picks its head up so that it does not pass out and get eaten by the lion. As I said before, if you're dead, you can't evolve. These are features called irreducible complexity, meaning the giraffe cannot survive without all of these things being created within it at once. We serve an amazing God, and the giraffe is just one example. Animals that defy evolution. I want to talk to you today about an insect called the Bombardier Beetle. This amazing creature shoots out a deadly concoction of chemicals from its rear end at 212 degrees, which happens to be the exact boiling point of water. And it shoots out this mixture so fast that to the human ear it just sounds like a pop. But in reality, it's 500 pulses per second, so that beetle doesn't get blown away when these chemicals shoot out of its rear end. How does it do this? Well, the beetle has two different holding tanks in its body. One holds a chemical known as hydroquinone, and the other one holds a chemical hydrogen peroxide. Both of these, when they mix together, are harmless. But there's a third chemical, a catalyst, which the beetle squirts in with these other two as it is leaving its body, which superheats both of these chemicals to, like I said before, the boiling point of water. And this extremely hot acidic toxin gets shot at whatever predator is trying to attack the beetle. Why is this so amazing? Well, this concoction of these three chemicals inside the beetle would be deadly to the beetle if they were mixed together. The beetle would explode. We'd have popping beetles all over the place as they try and evolve this structure in order to house these chemicals. In my video about giraffes, I mentioned that a dead giraffe can't evolve. And lots of people were saying, well, that's evidence for evolution. You don't get what I'm saying. An extinct species cannot continue to evolve. There are animals and creatures and insects that are so incredibly complex that a long evolutionary period of millions of years does not make sense in their case. Now there's some out there that would say, well, the giraffe's neck evolved over a long period of time and those structures evolved with it, or the beetle. Some would say that, well, those catalysts and those different chemicals inside of it just kind of slowly got to where they are now. I can't make you believe that things were designed by a creator. There's an element of faith, but guess what? There's also an element of faith to believe that we all came from nothing, that an amoeba turned into a fish, turned into a dinosaur, turned into a bird, and here we are millions and millions of years later. It takes faith to believe that because guess what? Nobody was there to give observable evidence of evolution occurring. What boggles my mind is this incredibly complex structure inside of this beetle. The nozzles that shoot out this spray are lined with an asbestos-like lining so that the beetle doesn't burn off its rear end when it's shooting out these chemicals. There are scientists and aircraft designers and propulsion engineers that have studied the Bombardier Beetle trying to replicate its design. And there is where the evidence lies. When we look at these creatures, we can easily see an amazing evidence of a designer, not millions of years of random chance that these things just happened to come about inside of this animal. If you think about it, how is it possible that these two chemicals, when combined with a third one that just happened to evolve inside of this animal, makes an explosive concoction that deters predators? We need to put our thinking caps on and look at things objectively. If you can't look at this amazing animal and see evidence of design, then you're only willingly blindfolding yourself to the truth that's right in front of you. This is amazing. Check this out. millions of years of evolution is not what put this amazing design into the head of this pufferfish. God did it, and He created you for a purpose. Message me if you want to know more about why God created you. This is so crazy, you're not going to believe this. So what would you say if I told you there was a BMW that was so highly advanced that it had nanobots carrying information and material all over the car to help heal damage as well as to help the function of the car?
It's nanotech, you like it?
That would be an amazing feat of design, right? Well, did you know that you have trillions of these nanobots in your own body? They're motor proteins called Kenisn, and they were only discovered in 1984. And they actually carry material and information within your cells all over your body, and without them you cannot survive. They are vital and essential in the process of cell division and replication, such as the forming of a baby in the womb. And scientists are still trying to figure out how these Kenisn know where to go and what to carry. We would be crazy to think that these were not designed by an intelligent creator. The Bible says, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that my soul knoweth right well." You were created and designed by God for a purpose. And if you want to know what that purpose is, send me a message. I want to help you. Creatures that defy evolution. What would you say if I told you there was an animal in the ocean capable of generating heat close to that of the temperature of the surface of the sun and can generate a blast that's louder than the barrel of a gun? I'm talking about the pistol shrimp. This amazing shrimp has one normal-sized arm and one huge-sized arm that has a claw that literally cocks and fires like a gun. Except this gun doesn't fire Nerf darts or bullets, it fires an acoustic blast. This blast is 200 decibels in range, which is louder than the firing of a gun. It shoots out high-pressured air and water at 60 miles an hour, capable of killing a small fish. And for a brief instance, this blast generates the heat of 4,500 degrees Celsius, which is close to the temperature of the surface of the sun. In order for all of this to have evolved, there had to have been tons of little things to happen to the claw of this shrimp that offered no evolutionary benefit whatsoever, which flies in the face of what the theory of evolution itself teaches. In fact, renowned evolutionist Richard Dawkins said that in order for these changes to happen, there needs to be some kind of evolutionary benefit in each and every change. There is a shrimp in the ocean that literally has something like this on his claw, and it generates far more of a force than this Nerf gun, which was designed. How can anybody say that the pistol shrimp is not a product of intelligent design?